Hello everyone, a very good evening. Welcome to the JAIIB Foundation May 2025 series for the RBWM paper. So today we'll be discussing the unit 10 from module B, which is credit and debit cards. In this chapter, we'll be seeing the credit cards, how they function, the processing charges, the operations, then the debit cards, contactless cards, charge cards, prepaid cards. Everything is covered in this chapter in detail. So let us start. First, we have a credit card. What is a credit card? It is a thin plastic card. The main principle governing a credit card is buy now, pay later, pay later, right? So, without having the credit card attached or linked to any of my deposit account, I can make payments, right? So, it has the identification information such as the signature or picture of the card holder, and it authorizes the person named on it to charge purchases or services to his account for which he will be billed periodically. Credit cards can be read at ATMs, point of sale terminals, at establishments like textile stores, supermarkets, jewelry, etc. Now, when we are making a transaction or a payment through cash, at the same time, only between two people, the transaction is completed between the buyer and the seller. But in a transaction involving a credit card, there are five parties to the complete cycle. We have the customer who is the card holder, then we have the retailer who is the seller, the acquiring bank, clearing network, and the issuing bank who issues the card to the customer, right? So the parties is more, so the time taken to complete the payment cycle will also be more. Okay, so then if we talk about the evolution of credit cards, we have already seen in the previous chapters the charge it card was issued by a banker John Biggins in 1946. Later on, the first travel and entertainment card issued by Diners Club. Then the Interbank Association was created in 1966, which was later renamed as MasterCard. Then Bank America brand, later known as Visa. Everything we have covered in the previous chapters. So, how does the credit card works? In India, NPCI has also issued various variants of the RuPay credit card, RuPay Select, Platinum, and Classic, and it offers the different types of services like lounge access, etc. Then, if we talk about the types of credit cards, or we will say the different systems involved in a credit card, there is the closed loop system, the open loop system, and the semi closed system, right? So, the closed loop system, in which a single firm captures or processes all of the transaction data. In this system, owners contract directly with the cardholders, merchants, and they authorize and settle all the transactions. For example, it is prevalent in the case of Diners Club and American Express. Then, if we talk about the open loop system, the transaction data is shared with thousands of members, and the transaction is processed through a centralized system that authorizes and settles the transaction. So we have two types. The closed loop system, a single firm performs all the transactions, all the operations in a transaction, and the open loop system where there are a number of members involved and the data transaction data is shared among them. So these are the types of credit cards. The credit cards can be issued in the proprietary format or the co-branded format. Proprietorship means which are the stand-alone cards. These are issued by banks like the Classic, Silver, Gold, Platinum, and co-branded cards are issued with tie-up under the tie-up with service providers. For example, any petrol pump, the banks can have a tie up with them, and if we use this card at that location, various rewards are offered to the customer. Similarly, airlines also provide co-branded cards to the customers. Then, if we talk about the prepaid cards, basically to offer service to the unbanked audience and to act as an extension of the card market, we have certain amount which is already there in the card and it can be used for making purchases, right? There are three types of PPIs. We have the closed system, which is issued by an entity for facilitating the purchase of goods and services from that entity only. And such PPIs do not require RBI authorization. They cannot also be used in any ATM. Then we have semi closed PPIs, which are used for the purchase of goods and services at clearly identified merchant locations, so more than one, still limited, and it can be issued both by the banks as well as non-banks. Then we have open system PPIs which can be issued only by the banks and can be used at any merchant for the purchase of goods and services. So three types of prepaid cards are there. All right. And obviously in the open system PPIs, the ATM transactions are also allowed. At the business correspondent, also we can use it. The facility of pre-registered beneficiary can also be there in the open system PPIs. Then if we talk about the debit cards, the concept of credit card was buy now, pay later. Debit card works on the concept of buy now, pay now. So it is linked to the account, deposit account of the customer, and the debit is made directly from the account. So the savings of the customers are used. No charge is created, no bills are created immediately from the account balances. So the details of the account are embedded in the debit card. It can be used both at merchant locations through a point of sale terminal and also in ATMs for the withdrawal, right? So these are the concepts. If we see the difference between credit card and debit cards, so different types of credit cards are offered by different banks, but debit cards are of a standard type. Credit card varies with individuals, the limit varies with the individual, but there is no limit as in the debit card because it is linked to the balance in the account of the customer. So these are the various differences between a credit card and a debit card. Then we also have a contactless card, which is more popular today. It is a faster way to pay with a credit or debit card for the purchases under rupees 5,000 at the participating stores. So without making any contact at the billing counter, instead of dipping or swiping the card, we can simply wave or tap the card on the contactless terminal and pay without entering a PIN number. But the limit has been set to rupees 5,000. So these cards work on the near field communication technology, employs the radio transmission to ascertain the contact when the cards are tapped, right? These enable the customers to make payments by waving or tapping, and one needs to enter the PIN to complete the transaction. So these are the different types of cards which are very popular and they're changing the way customers are making their purchases. That is all for today. And if you want to study this chapter and complete the syllabus, you have to join us in the JAIIB Super Elite plan, which is the all in one plan. You'll get live classes, mock tests, and the notes. And you can also avail 52% off on your subscription using the code SHIV. This is the Shivratri success sale and it ends on 27th of February. So join the course now, use this code and avail the benefit. I will see you again tomorrow with the next unit. You can download the PDF. The link is given in the description box. Thank you so much. All the best. Make sure that you like and share the video and subscribe to the channel of Oliveboard.